Breaking news from the stadium tonight as an anonymous fan foot the bill for 55,000 hot dogs, bringing that sweet tubed meat to everyone in attendance.
Free dogs! Yeah!
55,000 hot dogs? What does that even cost? While the identity of this Frankfurter philanthropist remains anonymous, their all-beefy generosity will go down in history.
The new Mega Millions. More to win means more to give. How you spend it is up to you.
Yeah!
For game odds and details, visit SCEducationLottery.com.
You can text us. You text JJR your message to 96893. Hey, guys, I'm listening on the iHeartRadio app nightly from Green Bay, Wisconsin. I listen to your podcast. Don't know how I found you guys, but I'm glad I did. Keep up the great work. Thanks, Mike.
That's cool.
Thanks, Mike. Yeah. So just text JJR, whatever you want to say, to 96893. Okay, so Payne was texting me last night. Like, it sounds like you're all in your, like, whoa, check this out. What do you think?
Yeah.
Right? So what's the trend?
So it's this trend right now, and it's called Instaguru. And basically, you use it through ChatGPT, the app that you can download on your phone. And essentially, Instaguru breaks down your Instagram profile and can roast you in a certain type of way. So what I did is I took screenshots of my Instagram bio and a screenshot of my Instagram feed, and I said, can you analyze my Instagram like a snotty teenage girl? And ChatGPT Instaguru absolutely roasted me. So then I decided, I was like, wait, let me see what it does for John J. Rich and Kyle. And they absolutely roasted you guys as
Let's
well.
go. I want to hear that.
I thought it was really cool because some of the things that were on there were actually kind of beneficial in a way. It kind of made me sit back and be like, hold on, let me go and delete some of these things. ChatGPT's right over here. So
Really?
I thought it was pretty cool. And it does things like bio breakdown. It comments on your followers. It comments on your content vibe, your aesthetic. And then it gives you an overall synopsis of what your Instagram is.
So actually in legit ways to help you fix your Instagram?
Yeah.
So it's not a funny thing like, here, roast your Instagram. It's not funny like roast it?
You can do it that
or
way if
they
you
did
want
and you
to.
took it for serious.
Yeah, they did, and I took it.
Okay, what did they say about your Instagram?
Well, what they had said about my Instagram, so my bio, right? I have John Jane Rich on my Instagram. I'm a girls basketball coach. I have that on there. So it roasted my bio, and it says, you're out here flexing your radio collab ambitions and basketball coach vibes. So do you want to be a boss babe? But are we shooting hoops or shooting content? Pick a lane, or better yet, own both, but do better. You know, I know. Isn't that so good? And it comments on your highlights, like those little circle things that you have on there. I thought it was so good and it was so funny. And the one that I got a roast about was one of my selfies. And it's like, you're serving the real you. But some of these pics are like, did I accidentally open Snapchat? Let's give a little bit more energy, sis.
Wait, so did you change anything on your bio because of what it said, pick a lane?
I haven't gotten to do it yet, but yes, I'm going to go through and change it. And basically what I took from this is I'm going to lean into both, and I'm just going to start creating content with some of my basketball players that I coach.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
What if
I'll take
ChatGPT
that.
goes, I was listening? No, don't.
I said pick a lane.
Yes. It said or both, but do better. You know
what
I mean?
about for Rich?
So for Rich, it talks about your follower count. It's pretty solid, and it's that you didn't get that blue check just for being cute, like that kind of vibe. But it says your bio's fine, but where's the flavor? Your emojis are cute, but flex a little bit more. Add some spice, Richie. That's basically what it's saying
That's actually
about
pretty
you.
good advice.
Does it say anything about the shirt he's wearing today?
No, it does have some comments about your photos, though, Rich.
All right, go on.
It says your photos are clear and bright, so kudos there. But you can use a little bit more variety. Throw in some candid shots or maybe a few moody, artsy pics to mix it up.
Wow.
You know what you did the other day? You posted a video, which I thought was cool. You're in your studio and you're jamming the guitar. And you're like, this is my friend. He's got drums and bass. And I'm adding my guitar. Remember when you said that?
Yeah.
You go, my friend, I'll put his name up here in just a second. You pointed up to the corner, and you never did. Like you made a point to make it. It's going up right here.
A little more.
So
A
funny.
little more flavor.
What about Kyle's Instagram?
Well, Kyle, it says, first impression, let's be real, your grid has a little bit of an identity crisis. It's giving family fun vibes mixed with some random life moments. So if you're trying to go full influencer mode, we need to refine the aesthetic a little bit more. It's a mix of wholesome family content and yogurt bark. That's what it is.
True.
How dare they say
my life.
wholesome family content? That's like a huge compliment.
Yeah.
I think that's a huge
Winning it up.
compliment.
Family.
I made the yogurt bark with my daughter, so that kind of still goes. but
family
it
content.
definitely doesn't have an aesthetic. It
Right.
does look like
What kind
it's
of
like
roast
all
is
over the
that?
place.
Well, actually, Kyle's
Good
overall
family
vibe,
content. Boom.
I think she actually has the best Instagram out of all of us, but it says, Kyle, your IG is like the girl next door who's super sweet and everyone likes, but she needs to decide if she's going to stay in her comfy sweats or go all out with a killer outfit. A little bit more cohesion and clarity, and you'll be slaying the Instagram game.
Okay. a
I
little
disagree
more
with that. Like, how come you can't be both of those? You're showing full-rounded person. I like to hang out in my pajamas, and then I go out sometimes. And
remember, she's asking it to slam you a little
yeah,
bit.
but that's not a slam.
But I see it though because actual influencer Instagram feeds do have just one lane,
That's
and
true.
they go with that. But
Yes.
like, I don't see myself as an influencer, so I
Right.
just share my life.
Okay, so far within Rich and Kyle, is there anything that she said that you would change in your because of what you just read?
Yeah, I would kind of juice it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's saying to do,
Throw in
right?
some more guitar music playing, Rich.
No,
and you'll-
God,
Nobody
no.
needs to see that.
God, no.
That's what Instaguru
Hey,
says.
Instagram, you've been waiting on this a long time. We've been waiting on this a long time.
Oh,
Sing it, Rich.
Waiting on this a long time.
gets in your head, doesn't it?
You know it, it's all right.
I only posted that one time. That was on stories.
You got mine?
That should
Yeah,
have
I
gone
do.
away.
I have yours, John Jay, and yours are pretty fun. Your aesthetic, it says that your Instagram grid is all over the place. We've got everything from memes to personal close-ups, which is fine, but we're lacking cohesion. Seems like it's a theme between all of us. You need to pick a theme or a vibe and stick to it. Your overall synopsis for you, John Jay, is you're doing great with your authenticity and being fun, but let's be more real. Your account could be way more lit with a little bit more polish and intention. Amp up your captions and get on trend. That's what it has for you.
Amp up my caption. Oh, you know what's funny? Because I've been testing out stuff. Like I think if I put a lot in a caption, it doesn't go anywhere. But if I just put a smiley face, it usually takes off. Like I have 3 videos that have over 100 million likes. And those videos, I just put a smiley face. So I thought that had something to do with it. So I don't want to post a lot in a caption because I thought no one's going to read it. But screw
know.
you, ChatGPT.
Instaguru says you need to amp them up.
Now you're in a fight with ChatGPT.
Amp 'em.
Didn't it
It's a
say
really
something
cool
about
thing,
I,
though.
I thought you said something to me about it briefly, something else about my thing that was like, screw you.
How your bio's giving dad vibes?
Yeah, that was it. That was it.
Your bio's giving dad vibes and you've got the dad flex down, but we need a little bit more personality. We need something that screams, I'm more than just a cool dad. I am the cool dad. That's what your slam was.
Now, how do you do that?
I mean, it's like you're proud of your kids, so you put pictures of your kid up.
That's your slam?
No, I'm
I'm a
saying
dad.
like you
No,
shouldn't
not
offend
you.
yourself.
ChatGPT is like, oh, nice. Ooh, okay, dad. I think I say dad in my bio.
I
I hope I say husband first. My God. You need to go to therapy because of my Instagram.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool though.
All right. John Jay and Rich. John Jay and Rich, it's time for Forgive Me Friday.
Is it too late now to say sorry?
All right. Oscar, are you looking for forgiveness? Or are you going to ask somebody to forgive you, or you want to forgive somebody? How can we help you, Oscar?
I am asking, I guess you could say, for forgiveness for myself.
Okay. And who's the person that you are going to ask them to forgive you?
It's my friend Khalil. I got to apologize. He helped me out with something, and I really screwed it up.
Okay. How long have you guys been pals? What's a little bit of the story here?
So I've known him since high school, and like we're still friends. He lives in L.A. We chat through Instagram, going back and forth. So long story short, I went to a trip in L.A. Wanted to spend the weekend there, and I wanted to get a rental car, but I didn't really want to get a rental. I wanted to get it through him. He rents his car out on an app called Turo, and he does it like when he goes on business trips. So I reached out to him, and I was like, hey, man, is the car available this weekend? And he said it was. And I go, how much is it going to be? And he goes, since we've known each other for a long time, don't worry about it. Like, he did it pro bono.
Oh,
and I was
that's
like,
nice.
wow, that's
Super
awesome.
cool of him.
Yeah, it was really cool. And so I was super thankful. And then, like, literally, I'm not kidding, literally 3 hours after having the car, I backed into a yellow pole on accident. And I mean, there was damage, and I was freaking out. I was like, he just let me borrow it, and I did this. So I took it to a body shop to get a quote, and it was like $7,000. It was
Damn.
$7,000 to get this because it's a 2021 Dodge Challenger. So like it's a nice car, new car, and I don't have that type of money. So I when I drop the car off, he won't even be back from his trip. So I'm like super stressed.
So he has no idea about this yet.
No, he has no clue.
Ooh,
He has no clue.
yikes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and another thing is he's when I knew him in high school, and honestly, even knowing him now, he's a little high strung. I guess a hothead. I don't know if a hothead would be a good word to describe it, but he's a little high strung. He tends to kind of blow up the handle a little bit. I don't know. So I'm just trying to figure out how to ease into telling him that I screwed up this bad.
Right.
Is there any way that you could just pretend you never went there? You never borrowed the car, you never used the car, and then when he calls you, like, oh, I ended up not going.
Oh no.
And then he just shows up, comes back home, and
Like you're calling a favor. I don't know who hit your car, man, but it looks really bad.
no. Like he called you, he's like, dude, what'd you do to my car? And you're like, well, oh God, I never went to LA. I don't know.
I canceled my trip.
Yeah, and he's like, you didn't bang up my car? What happened to your car? Like, yeah, unless you've been posting pictures of you, like selfies
Right.
in the car before it happened.
Right.
You know, that's
No,
a good
that,
friend.
If I could get like a hypnotist to gaslight him into believing that I never borrowed his car.
Oh, you don't want to do that.
That's probably only $2,000.
Yeah.
There's no proof of you in the car. You could say it never happened. You never went. You never borrowed the car.
Yeah,
you
you don't
that's
wanna
bad
do that.
karma.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that.
That's not a good friend.
Or now we call him, you apologize, and then you work together on some sort of insurance fraud and that way that's a lot of money.
Yeah, let's be a part of that.
Honestly, all those options sound way better than what I feel like is about to happen.
So we're going to call him. You're going to apologize to him, and then you got to figure it out, right?
Yeah. I was hoping that like you guys calling him would somehow he wouldn't bring the hammer down on me too bad. You know what I mean?
But it's almost like it's also breaking bad news,
A little
right?
bit,
Because you're going
yes.
to tell him, you're going to ask for his forgiveness, and first you got to tell him the bad news because he's out of town.
Yeah.
So you got to tell him, thanks for letting me borrow your car. I crashed your car, and
Please forgive
me. And it's going to cost $7,000. Hopefully, you have uninsured. When you were Turo, I did my car in Turo. I put it in
did
Turo.
you?
Yes. In fact, I happen to know the person that runs Turo, so there must be some sort of insurance thing. I just
I feel
can't
like
remember.
there has to
There
be.
has to be because I remember them coming to get my insurance. There was a whole thing with it.
But the problem is he just let Oscar borrow it.
Not
Right.
through Turo.
Not
Like
through
he was
Turo.
like, no worries,
Remember?
it's good.
Just
Good
take it.
point.
So-
So it wouldn't even qualify under whatever
I don't
Turo
think so.
insurance he has.
This is like Turo doesn't even have record of it.
Ooh,
We should
good
call my
point,
friend and
Kyle.
ask him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be Oscar start like this. Good news, your car goes backwards really fast. It's really
That's the
an
good news.
incredible engine backwards.
All right, Oscar, hold on the line. We'll get Khalil on, and we'll see how it unfolds. Okay, my friend.
Okay. All right.
All right, hold on. It's Forgive Me Friday, and it continues next with Jay and Rich.
Is it too late now to say sorry?
We got Oscar, and he wants to beg for forgiveness from his friend Khalil. The deal is, right now, Oscar, Khalil lives in L.A. You're going to L.A. You called Khalil. He's got his car in Turo, which is like Airbnb. It's like VRBO for cars. And you went, you told him, hey, I'm coming to LA. I want to use your car. And he says, you know what, dude, just you take my car. He was out of town, right? Khalil's like, I'm going out of town. Go ahead and use my car. No big deal. The problem is you backed into a pole. When you took it to the dealership, wherever you took it, it's $7,000 in damage. Now, Khalil's still out of town. So we're calling him out of town. You're going to beg for forgiveness. And then you also got to somehow... You got to tell him what happened. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I don't know. I mean, unless whatever insurance you still have insurance. I mean, you still got to be like, hey, call your
But you
insurance
know.
company. Dude, you wouldn't believe the stuff we're dealing with right now with Love Pup and car insurance. It's
Really?
like my wife actually said to me yesterday, she goes, we might have to close the shelter down because car insurance is so expensive.
Oh my goodness.
Yikes.
I know. And then she said, I go, well, maybe we could just not have a vehicle and we just have to have people go that extra mile and do stuff on their own. But like this is a story for another day, but it's crazy.
Oh my goodness.
Our car insurance for Love Pup is through the roof, which makes no
Wow.
sense because it's a dog shelter, a nonprofit. But anyway, Oscar, you ready to call Khalil? You ready?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Hello.
Hi, is Khalil available?
This is him, yeah.
Oh, sweet. Hi, my name is Peyton, and I'm with the John Jay and Rich Morning Show. We just wanted to talk to you on the radio really quickly, if that's okay with you.
Sure.
Are you still on the road out of town?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. So we have this segment on our show. We have several segments, but there's two segments that kind of apply to you. One segment called Breaking Bad News, where we have bad news that we need to tell you. And we usually do it with a friend on the air because it's easier to take bad news and it's easier to receive bad news when you have friends with you, and we would be your friends. Okay, that's one segment. The other segment is called Forgive Me Friday, where people call up and apologize, or they call up and like demand to be apologized to. Are you following me so far, Khalil?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. Did we wake you up?
You kind of did, but it's okay.
Okay. All right. So at any rate, we have a friend of yours that wants you to participate in one of those two segments. In fact, you could pick whichever one you want.
I don't even know what to say.
I would go, let's go with Forgive Me Friday, since it is a Friday. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so we're going to bring the friend up so you can say hi to this friend. But I want to make sure you're awake so you can listen and pay attention because you seem a little groggy.
I'm awake. I'm just surprised someone wants to apologize to me.
Okay, well, the friend that wants to apologize to you is Oscar. Oscar, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So you guys go ahead and chat it up.
All right, Khalil, it's O. Hey, man, I'm you sound calm, and I hope you stay that way. First of all, I want to say, dude, thank you for letting me borrow your car when I was in town. But
course,
I
yeah.
have to apologize, bro. I accidentally backed into a yellow pole, and it did some damage. I took it to a body shop to get a quote, and they said it was going to be like $7,000. And bro, I don't have that type of money right now. I swear I'll pay you back, dude. I'm so sorry. I know you love that car.
That's. You know what? I already knew this, so it's really not that serious. I kind of already knew. You know that neighbor I was telling you about?
Yeah.
The one that lives across the street, the nosy one? He looks at my car when I'm gone, and I already got the damages from him. So I already knew what was going on. I have some insurance. It's all good. It's really all good. You just can't ever use my car again. But I already knew. It's not that big of a deal.
Oh, dude, man, I feel so terrible, bro.
No, it's fine. That is what insurance is for. Trust and believe. I really got good insurance. I just know you can't use the car again. But when I'm back in town, or when you're back in town, you can definitely pay me back in beer and liquor.
Oh, that's a good compromise.
It's done. It's done. Yeah, beer. Yeah, whatever you need, man. Whatever you need, bro.
Boy, Khalil's the opposite of the hothead that was sold to us. He's like, it's fine. We got it.
You've really grown.
Yeah, totally grew up.
I already knew about this. I thought it was going to be something serious.
Okay.
That's great.
Because, I mean, your car will never be the same, no matter what they do.
Yeah, I agree with that. Once you try to put that stuff back together,
Never.
It doesn't matter if they use original parts, nothing. It's just not the same.
No way. I find that hard to believe.
That's why when you look at a Carfax, it'll tell you when you go buy a used car if it's been in a wreck, because most people are like, yeah, no thanks.
Especially when it doesn't look like it has $7,000 of damage, and it is $7,000 of damage. That means the stuff that's damaged is stuff inside that you can't tell.
Oh, no.
Computer things.
So you be positive, Khalil.
That's great. I mean, wow, the fact that you have that perspective in life, because it could be worse. It could be worse.
Oh, it's a lot worse.
Oh, no. You're not helping, John Jay.
It's not like it was a head-on collision. So, you know.
You lucked out, Oscar. You lucked out.
Big time.
Yeah, I did.
All right. Well, that's a very positive way to kick off the nice 3-day weekend.
Yeah.
Okay. 3-day weekend? What are you talking about, 3-day weekend?
That's what sets him off. What? He does have his short fuse. It's just about the little things.
I got to work Monday. You got Monday off? That's bull. That's just crap. Starts kicking everything around, throws the phone around. All right, Khalil, thanks for jumping on the air with us.
Of course.
All right, Oscar, we got you taken care of. It worked.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was unexpected.
All right. That's Forgive Me Friday, John Dane Rich.
Is it too late now to say sorry? Baby, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Baby, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry.
I got a DM from Andrea. Really, really interesting situation she's in. And, well, I said, can we get your number? You got to come and tell the story. Andrea, good morning.
Good morning, guys.
What's going on?
Well, my poor grandmother, she's in her 80s, and my grandpa passed away recently, and she was married to him for over 40 years. And now she is single and ready to mingle and has a very active Facebook life now. And we've noticed she started sharing a lot of pictures of, like, Kevin Costner and, like, sharing from the specific site. And we, at first, we're like, oh, that's weird. And then the more she started sharing, the more we started realizing, she thinks she's talking to this person. And she doesn't even realize it says Kevin Costner fan page. But this account has started commenting on her stuff. She started commenting on his stuff. And we thought it was cute at first. It was kind of silly. You know, he would say how beautiful she is. And then as the weeks went by, we realized she's definitely sending this man money, and she has no idea that these comments are public. And John Jay, I think you'll like this. She also thinks she's talking to Mark Harmon.
No.
Wait, what? But first of all, she's a little two-timer, your grandma.
I know.
And she thinks she's related.
Mark definitely doesn't make Kevin Costner is definitely her number one. But yeah, I told my dad, and I said, you got to tell her, like, she doesn't know that these are public messages and not him. And she got pretty defensive. She said, no, this is Mark Harmon and this is Kevin Costner. Don't you worry. It's just friends, and I'm not sending him money. But her Facebook posts are definitely insinuating otherwise.
So why would she send Kevin Costner money? I mean, I know he's out of work now.
He needed it
Because he's like, hey, I'm not in season 6 of Yellowstone.
Right.
What? Like, you know what I mean? Like, why would she do that?
I know. Yeah. But she's very happy and does not want people to disrupt her happiness. But she definitely has no idea that these are public messages.
Is your grandma, is she, losing her mind? Like, seriously? Because, when you get older, things change and things like that. Is she a little crazy because she's getting older?
Definitely 1,000%.
Okay.
But still has the capability of sending money.
Isn't that the slow roll where they just give her compliments and then soon, I'm air quoting, Kevin Costner's going to be like, I need a little money to help Horizon 2 get off the ground, but I'll pay you right back. Isn't that the way those things always roll out?
Exactly. But then what's sad is at one point, her most recent message was on his comments, and she said, I'm tired of you, giving me mixed signals. I just want to know the truth. So she's kind of catching on, maybe that maybe he's a little shady. But
does she call him Kevin or Kevin Costner?
Kev.
I think Kevin.
Oh, look at this.
But anyway, that reminded me of Grant. I just want to know how he handled his situation back in the day with his mom. I feel like I never heard a follow-up.
Okay, well, Grant is in here, but let me just read you this headline. I just typed in Kevin Costner scams, and it says, this woman says, big article, I was scammed out of $200,000 by a fake Kevin Costner.
Damn.
Man, you got to be...
No.
Yeah. All right, so Grant, what happened to you? Because remember, your mom was sending money to...
Nigeria. I mean, to several people who all ended up being, I think, the same person.
But you got very involved.
Oh, man. I got blocked by, I was calling down there, probably 4 or 5 times, a week, and getting a hold of people and talking to them to record evidence, basically, that, hey, this is
for
a
your
scam.
Mom,
yeah.
Not for a government or to arrest them. You can't do that.
I mean, there's no jurisdiction anyway. Nobody can do anything here for a crime that's happening over there.
Right.
But I think ultimately the stuff that ends up happening with this Kevin Costner scam is they'll say, oh, you caught me. I'm not Kevin Costner, but we have this amazing emotional connection, right? Uh-huh. And then they're like, well, yeah, he is a scammer, but this is why he did this. We still have had these conversations. We've still talked. We've still establish this connection. Even though he lied to me about being Kevin Costner, he's still a really great guy that needs $200 for a new pair of shoes. Or like some like.
And your mom fell for that.
Is your mom done with the Nigerian people? I think so. Honestly, there's a point too where it's like I love my mom and I'm not gonna be her boss. I'm not gonna be the guy who's like, you can't talk to whoever you want to talk to. You can't do what you want to do. So at a point, I was just like, you know what? I did everything I could. I've literally become enemy number one in this Nigerian hair salon. So I did my part, and she, I think, has now moved on and is now
talking to Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner. I'm going to Kevin. I'm going to Uncle Kev's for Thanksgiving.
Send him on the link to the fake Kevin Costner. But you brought up Mark Harmon, by the way, Andrea. You brought up Mark Harmon, and we're big fans of Mark Harmon over here.
Hello, I'm Mark Harmon. Mark Harmon.
This movie starring Mark Harmon on TV. Look at Mark Harmon. It starred Mark Harmon. Wait, look up Mark Harmon too. Mark Harmon played him early. I think it might have been the 80s or something. And Mark Harmon is really good. Yeah, that's Mark Harmon.
What do you see here, Lois?
Do we have to?
What do you see?
A picture of Mark Harmon.
A picture of Mark Harmon, the greatest actor who ever lived. Do you see a wheelchair under Mark Harmon?
Peter.
Lois? Do you see a wheelchair under Mark Harmon?
No.
No, you do not.
Harmon.
I was a big fan of Mark Harmon. Anyway. Well, we hope she stops sending money to Kevin Costner.
Yeah, me too. Well, Grant, I'm glad your mom is doing well too.
Well, thank you. I would just tell your dad or whoever is involved, just to be like, hey, what's the deal? Ask the questions that are hard to give logical answers to. Like, have you met this guy? Are you planning on meeting this guy?
Can I meet this guy?
What's his plan moving forward with you? And because you've got a financial thing going on. I don't know.
Who is this co-star in No Way Out?
Yeah.
Sean Young.
Yeah, that's right. Sean Young. Ask a bunch of Kevin Costner trivia and see if she gets it. All right, thank you, Andrea. Thanks for calling in. I hope Grant helped you a little bit.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Microphone check.
Tap in and say what's up. Check. Open the free iHeartRadio app and tap the talkback mic to say.
Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you wanna get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Hello, iHeart listener. We have a confession to make. Both iHeart and this commercial you're listening to right now would probably sound a heck of a lot better on the new Roku Pro Series TV. It's got side-firing speakers that fill your room with sound, Dolby Atmos audio that puts you right in the middle of the entertainment, and the ability to pair seamlessly with your home theater sound systems that already have surround sound and booming bass. If all that sounds too good to be true, it'll sound even better on the new Roku Pro Series. Your hearing isn't better, your TV is.
Okay, real talk. We're all kind of hooked on our phones. It's full of shiny apps designed to keep your attention captive forever. But there's real-life stuff to do other than scrolling, and I'm here to help. I'm Christina Quinn, the host of Try This, a podcast from The Washington Post. The show explores solutions for life's common problems. And this season, we're learning to tame the dopamine beast and reclaim our attention in this noisy and distracting world. So let's tame the beast together. Find Try This from The Washington Post wherever you listen.
John Jay and Rich a message now.
Breaking news from the stadium tonight as an anonymous fan foot the bill for 55,000 hot dogs, bringing that sweet tubed meat to everyone in attendance.
Free dogs! Yeah!
55,000 hot dogs? What does that even cost? While the identity of this Frankfurter philanthropist remains anonymous, their all-beefy generosity will go down in history.
The new Mega Millions. More to win means more to give. How you spend it is up to you.
Yeah!
For game odds and details, visit SCEducationLottery.com.